Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up with the nation? How everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Pulled up real quick. Pulled up real quick. Do a live. Wanted to talk about this upcoming week. Talk about some things that happened going on throughout the week as well. As y'all can see, Darren Waller is going to be out again. I don't know what that's all about. I figured he would have been back by now, but we'll get into that. I want to see if who pulls up because I did do this live last minute though. I'm going to go ahead and look into this Week 15 matchup against the Browns. Also, look into the Darren Waller injury, see what that's all about. Also, might look at this head coaching, some of these head coaching candidates. There was an article by Chat Sports, and they had a top 10 coaching candidates. Definitely going to look into that. So I'm going to hop right into it. See some people in the chat hopping in right here. ONT6 pulled up on us. What's up with you, man? Queen Red, how you doing? How you doing, Queen? E-Man in the building. You already know what it is, man. Element Pro. Okay. So what's happening? Let's talk. Yeah, we finna get into it, man. Jody was good with it. Yes, sir. Got Neek in the building. Got that boy George. Got that boy Vic in the building. What's up with it, Vic? He said, I think we should suspend operations for a year. Waller is holding out because he don't want to play for us. That's an interesting take right there. What's up with it, Aaron? What's good? Got Robinson in the building. He says, Ray, just stopping by, showing some love. I'm going to have to rewatch this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to get into it real soon, man. We're going to get into it real soon. Daniel Kim in the building. Juice Head, what's up with you? What's up with it, True? Shout out Arizona. The boy Juan in Arizona. What's up with you, man? Also, Brown 2 quarterback have the C19. Yep. J.A. Raider in the building. Luis, I see you, man. Don't worry. Be happy. Yep. But I want to start this one off by talking about the Browns real quick. They do have some things going on over there because they got a lot of COVID stuff going on, man. And we'll hop into it. There's an article right here by ESPN that was put out by Jake Trotter. And Cleveland Browns quarterback Case Keenum tests positive for COVID-19. Case Keenum. And that, as we know, that is their backup quarterback. That is their QB2. Let me bring this article right up for y'all so y'all can see it. You see right here, you got Cleveland Browns quarterback Case Keenum has tested positive for COVID-19, potentially leaving the team without his top two quarterbacks for Saturday game against Las Vegas Raiders. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter. Right here, boy. And y'all remember the last time we seen that boy Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins, who just added to the active roster Thursday. They got a typo on ESPN. Found it. Nick Mullins is now in the lineup to start at quarterback for the Browns. Yep. Mullins has 16 games for the San Francisco 49ers from 2018 to 2020, but has yet to throw a pass for the Browns. Now, y'all remember when we played that boy? When he played for Frisco? Boy, we got torched. Y'all remember that? Now, I ain't saying he gonna light us. I ain't gonna say he gonna light us up again. Obviously, on a different team, a whole lot of stuff going on. But let's see what we got right here. Schefter reported that 4 more Brown defenders, including safety Grant Delpit, has tested positive for COVID-19. They already added safety Ronnie Harrison Jr. to the COVID list Thursday. Oh, it says bringing the number and protocols to about 20. Them boys is dirty over there, huh? Them boys over there dirty. All Starter says Waller wants that bag. He ain't risking getting hurt. Potentially. We gonna see. What's good with it, Webb? Sad Waller really wants out. We'll see what happens. I don't want to jump. I don't really want to jump too much into it, but you don't know. We don't know yet. Prove Waller wants out. Said probably shouldn't be discounting Nick Mullen. He laid a goose egg on us last time. Yep, most definitely. Rick Grimes, Kardashian channel. Okay, appreciate the comment. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe if you're new here. Support, that's the best way to support the channel free. Appreciate it. Emani says, do you know who Richard Sly is? If not, should Google. He's part of the Raider history. No, I don't know who that. I'll have to look into that, bro. We've got to get this W if this is true. He said, cool Kev says, Nick lit us up. Yeah, he lit us up last time. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. Cool Kev says, Waller resting. Yep. When's the last time he played? Who, Waller? Last time Waller played was when we played the Cowboys, so this would be week 3, unless you talk about Mullen. Let's talk about Mullins, and I think the last time he played was when he was on the Niners. Yeah. One says, Mullins straight dookie. Yeah, that boy put us in the dirt. If he does, then Mark Davis needs to sell the team. Roberto Gonzalez says, what's good? Ready to face here, San Diego, California, 619. Whoever is at quarterback just got to trust his wide receivers like he trusts Ruggs. Most definitely. Oh, Mark Davis. Yeah, you tripping. You can't say stuff like that. Come on now. He says, played that boy. Ray, you're calling men older than you? Is that a common term now for grown men? Ray, you're calling men older than you, boy? What you mean by it? What are you talking about? What's going on? What's good with it, Niche? What's good with you? All right, let's hop back into it, man. Yeah, so they got 20 players. That bringing the number of protocol to 20 for the Cleveland Browns. So they're gonna have a lot of players out, and I know people are anticipating for us to definitely win this game, but you know what I mean, you can't really sleep on them. I feel like as long as the Browns have Myles Garrett, they got opportunity. That's just honestly what I think. As long as they got Cool Kev says max protection for DC. Yeah, as long as the Browns have Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney still have pretty much those main pieces to that defensive line, I still think they have opportunity. Like, it's going to be tough for us, you know, especially if the weather's bad. We can't run the ball. Willie Wayne says, boy, who you calling boy? Yeah, for sure. Area says, bro, Raiders better not find a way to lose. Yeah, most definitely, man. Reality says, what's up, Ray? Do you think Waller will want Mark Andrews type money? I think he's gonna want more than Mark Andrews. Yeah, I think Waller would want more than Mark Andrews. Ray Love, what's good with you? Jonathan says Nick Mullins torched us last time we played him. Yeah, so yeah, you can't discount anybody, right? You can't discount anybody. Definitely got to be wary of the Browns. They still have solid pieces over there. You know, we're not a very good football team ourselves, and that's just the truth. You know, we know it. We've dropped 5 of the last 6 games, right? So it's not looking pretty for us, unless we're gonna go out there and continue to win week, 15 through 18. He wants number 1 tight end money, most definitely. You know, Waller's gonna probably most definitely get tight end money. And let's hop into it, man. Talk about Waller here. We got Darren Waller, man. Out again. Darren Waller out once again. 3rd week in a row due to an IT ban. So let's hop into it. Darren Waller out for the Raiders-Browns game. Reported by Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports. Says Las Vegas doesn't have anywhere close to Cleveland's COVID-19 concerns heading into Saturday's matchup, but the Raiders won't have their best offensive player on the field once again. Week 3, tight end Darren Waller has been rolled out for Saturday's contest with the Browns. Interim head coach Rich Bisaccia said on Thursday. Waller hasn't played since the Thanksgiving win over the Cowboys when he injured his knee. So, it's been 3 weeks, and I've been wanting to pretty much talk about, hey, I think he's playing with us. Honestly, I think he's playing with us. I don't think the injury is that serious, and I've been saying this since pretty much it happened. And I don't want to speculate saying he's holding out or anything like that. I just don't think, man, the injury is that serious to where you don't play for 3 weeks straight. Like, that's kind of tough for me. So I would definitely like to see him out there, especially last week against the Chiefs. You have a division rival and you still don't play. You still don't even have practice, right? So what is that all about? Plus, I don't think Bisaccia even has an idea of what is going on or has the credibility or has the say-so to even bring up anything. So definitely going to be the situation in itself. We'll see how it ends up transpiring. I mean, if Waller doesn't play, the rest of the year, there's only so many games left. How many games left are there? 3. We have the Broncos, the Colts, and the Chargers. He's got, how do you not come back for that division rival against the Broncos and the Chargers, right? Let alone last week against the Chiefs. Division rivals. If you really want to play the game, you would be out there playing the game. It wouldn't be an IT band holding you. So maybe there's something else holding him up. I know a lot of people bring up the fact that he has some things going on with his back as well, which that might be the case. It might be true. And it might be lingering. We all know about his knee. That's basically what it's listed for. His hip, his knee, the IT band. It's the band that runs from your hip down to your ankle. So he might be having those issues. And personally, I just think you should be playing. I think you got to be playing. You're not even on the field to practice, so it's going to be tough. It's a tough one to talk about, man, because you don't want to speculate. But personally, I think he's just BSing, I think he's BSing. I've gone on my rant about this before. I'm not going to really dive into it too much, but, 3 weeks is too much, especially when you're the best offensive weapon that we have. Raider530 says, where you get that LV hat? Just Google residency.com, man. Residency.com. Jack Kenneth says 64 in here and only 20 likes. Smash that like button. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button if y'all pulling up. We got over 80 people up in here. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up button if y'all new. Hit the subscribe button. We're on the path to 6K subscribers, man. Appreciate everybody that's pulling up. AD says, I think Clutch Sports is in his ear right now. Yeah. They got a reputation for having their athletes doing some different kind of things so they can get paid. So we'll see what happens, man. He's still on contract next year. I believe it's 7 this year, 7 next year, something like that, or 7 after this year. So we'll see what happens. Greg says, can't hate on Waller. We always make up issues on assumptions. Yeah, that's that. You can't. That's why I say you can't really speculate like that. You know what I mean? You can't really speculate. You can't really start to talk about the dude to where he's doing this or that. But me personally, all I'm saying is that I don't think the injury is that significant to where you have to be out for 3 games. 3 games. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, we're still in a playoff position. We might not be that good of a football team. We might be upset we lost so many games. But as a football player and as a competitor, dog, you're on a team that's still in the playoff hunt and you're not willing to play in the division games. So that's kind of weird to me. You don't even want to play against the Chiefs. You know what I mean? You still have an AFC opponent in the Browns. All of our opponents for the rest of the year are AFC opponents that are around the same record as us in our division, to where if we're able to, feed them that L, we're just one step closer. But, call it what you want. Call it what you want. Definitely can't assume stuff, but everybody has their own opinion. Cool Kev says, I don't blame Waller for not showing up. Nobody else is. Shit, I do. I blame Waller. You're getting paid. You need to show up. The hell? You need to show up. I don't care what you got going on at the end of the day, bro. If you're really hurting that bad, okay, I get it. You stay out the game. But there's no, if it's not that bad and you're holding out because of money, especially a franchise that gave you that second chance. You know what I mean? A franchise that gave you that second chance. So I think it's kind of weird. Like, I know a lot of people were saying, well, that's not how Waller is, da-da-da-da. Maybe it's not. But I'm not going to speculate about the contract. I just don't think the injury should be that significant. What up, Waller don't do much when he's not 100 anyway. I mean, yeah, he got to be 100 because his game is based off his speed. Without that speed, he really ain't, you know what I mean? Starting to feel players like D. Jackson Waller don't want to be here, and his sporting agency wants him to get the bag. It's funny, Dylan called players out. Yeah. Element Pro says, I've heard no facts to believe he's holding out that don't even help his chances of getting paid. Balling out gets him paid. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. And that's why I don't really want to speculate on whether he's holding out for a contract or not. For me, it's just the injury, is it that significant? What's going on that we're not being told? Because IT band shouldn't be that significant to where you're out 3 games in this kind of stretch. So something. I don't know if he's holding out because he's really hurting that bad or what it is. Waller is holding out to heal and drive his market up for another team. Queen says, said his back too. Yeah, that's what I heard. Jack Kenner with the super chat. Appreciate the donation, brother. He says, Raid, have you ever thought about doing your show from local watering hole so us 916 Sacramento area can join you? Thanks for keeping it real. I've heard about people doing that. I've heard about people doing that, on other content creators. And I would have to find a spot that would be legit to, post up at and build that relationship and rapport with wherever the location would be. So, if you have any suggestions, let me know, and maybe something could work out. Definitely get that Raiders Sacramento chapter moving, get us in full effect, and have us out there and doing shows. So that would be fire, man. Definitely a good idea. Zach says, I know you've been asked this, but is it time to rebuild? My opinion on that rebuild thing is that we don't need to rebuild because we haven't built anything, right? For me, rebuilding means you're gonna tear down the blocks you have now and you're gonna put something else in place. I feel like we don't even have blocks to replace, right? We don't have blocks to replace. We just need to put stuff in place. That's it. So, you could go get a receiver right now that could be our number one wide receiver, and we wouldn't have to remove anybody. They would just bump down. Edwards would become the number 2 receiver. Renfro would still be the slot number 3. Zay Jones would be the 5th receiver, and then you have Jackson as a 4th receiver. So that's why I kind of think we don't need to rebuild. We don't have any guys that are like, oh, we have to get rid of you because we want to, upgrade. Nah, we don't even have the depth. So for me, in my opinion, we just have to build at this point. We need to stack talent. We just need to build. What's up with the Ramirez? What's good with you? Guerrero says 16-10 Raiders. Okay. Interesting right there. Eric says, what's good, Ray? Blessings, my G. What's good with you, Eric? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Guerrero says Clutch Sports is going to ruin Waller. Them agencies beginning to him. OT6 says, Raid, how much further along is Malcolm pass rush wise to Cleveland? It's hard to say. I would like to see Coates in a full game. Go out there in a full game. Really would like to see how he holds up against the run stacks. That's something I would be interested to see because we already know, Cleveland Farrell's game. We've seen him for years. We've only seen a little bit of Malcolm, so I wouldn't really want to compare. And Malcolm Kuntz has 2 sacks. Max Crosby has 5. So he's got about half of Crosby's sacks, and he's only been in 2 games. So we'll see what happens, man. I'd rather compare Kuntz to a Crosby or a Yannick than a Klee, anyways. Klee is just not even the same kind of DN they are. He's completely different. I would like to compare Klee to like a Frank Clark, but I know why you want to compare because they're young guys that we brought in. But Queen says, I don't want to think it's about money. I don't think he's like that. Maybe there's more underlying issues we don't know about. Yeah, and so that's why you can't really speculate when it comes to the contractor holding out. And that's why I'm not, right? I'm not going to speculate when it comes to the contractor holding out. I just don't think that an IT ban is that serious. So it has to be something. So it has to be something more, right? It has to be maybe his back, like you had mentioned earlier, and that's something I have heard, but we'll see. Why not just say that, right? Why not just say it's your back in your IT ban? But then again, teams will just know, like, oh, okay, he's not gonna play this week, so maybe they don't game plan for him. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. What's good with you, Chris Gang in the building? What's happening? Raw Gas says, Ray, you keep Mayock one more year or not? No, I'm not keeping Mayock. I'm not keeping Mayock because what are you going to do if you keep Mayock? You're going to keep him long enough to where he can build up his roster, his team, do what he wants, or you're going to keep him for 1 year, then get rid of him, I feel like you're prolonging the inevitable. at that point. So unless you're going to keep Mayock for multiple years, to where he could bring in a coach, he could bring in a guys through his draft, how he wants to draft, because we don't know the ins and outs of how Gruden's relationship was, and Mayock's relationship was as far as drafting or decision making, because everybody will say it was just all Gruden. So I feel like if you keep Mayock, you have to keep him for at least 3 years, to give him a chance to see what he could figure out for this team. But I don't want to keep Mayock for 3 years. That's just me personally, though. Queen says, rate them likes up, and y'all got to listen to her because she knows what she's talking about. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We're now over about 120 deep. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure y'all rate that like button, though. All right, let's go on to the next topic, though. We just got done talking about a little bit about Darren Waller, his injury, but there was an article about the head coaching candidates, and then we might as well hop into it because Sinister right here says what receivers are going to be in free agency, and most importantly, I'm thinking, what coaches are going to be in free agency in better in like a better terms, right? And so there was this article right here by Chat Sports. I'm going to bring it up for you guys so you guys can see it. And you got 10 candidates they put up right here, 10 of them. And what do y'all think about these candidates? Huh? There's some honorable mentions as well. Let me pull it up for you guys. What do y'all think about these candidates? Let me know who you guys like. See if I can close this ad real quick. Let me know who y'all like out of these candidates right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me know. Get Urban. Arnett Shooter says get Urban Meyer. Yeah, most definitely. Jonathan says Rob Marinelli is an overrated DL coach. Yeah, I think we should have kept our boy. I'm drawing a blank right now, but who our old defensive line coach was. We should have kept in. Definitely should have kept in. But here we have 10 candidates, right? And you have the first candidate is Brian DeBall, offensive coordinator of Buffalo. I know a lot of people have been talking about him. Not 100% sure if I want to grab him or not. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if I would trust him as the offensive coordinator, honestly. So it'd be tough for me. I see ONT6 saying the OC from the Bills. Okay. Oh, yep. It was Buckner. Okay. Yeah, we should have kept him. Don't worry says Jim Caldwell. Oof. I don't know if I'd want Jim Caldwell. I definitely want to go younger. Definitely would want to go younger. Andy Reid is why Chiefs offensive play calling is good, not bending me. Yeah. Most definitely. Kellen Moore. Jose says Kellen Moore. Yeah, I don't know about Brian Duvall, but potentially you got Kellen Moore right here at number 2. I know a lot of people like him. Me personally, I can't take him serious. I'm sorry. I can't take Kellen Moore serious. Him being a head coach, it's just hard. It would be hard for me to seeing him as the head coach on the sidelines of the Raiders. I would just wouldn't be able to take him serious. I can see him being an offensive coordinator for sure, but the head coach, oh man, it's just hard for me, bro. Rick Grimes in the building says, Carbage Channel. You are, bro. Do you have anything else better to do? We're not even talking about Derek Carr. We ain't even talking about Derek Carr, my guy. Kellen looked like he'd get no respect. Yeah, I wouldn't want to judge bro based off of the way he looks. But shit, honestly, he don't look like he would be getting any respect from a lot of guys. You know what I mean? Is he gonna be sitting there yelling at you? I don't think you're gonna be able to do that. My cousin's a Bills fan, and he told me the ball was ruining Josh Allen. That's an interesting take. James Williams says Kellen Moore is carried by the talent on his offense. Potentially. Some people would argue that that they put up a lot of points, even though they didn't have Lamb and Cooper. But obviously that was against us. So it's kind of hard to say because the week before they only put up 9 points against the Chiefs. So that would be interesting. Farrell from the East, bro. Glad to see you being able to make it, man. Glad to see you able to make it. But let's move on to the next candidate. You got Eric Bieniemy, which I know somebody touched on this. This is the number 3 candidate. And you have the offensive he's going to implement a lot of things he got from Andy Reid. This is how new coaches come about. So, that's I understand the argument, but at the same time, you have to think this is how new coaches, get created because they're behind other great coaches and they take and carry on the system, make their own adjustments, build the team the way they want to build it. So, I think when it comes to Benjamin, it's definitely interesting. I don't know if I would want to get him 100%. Out of these top three, if I had to choose, out of these top three, oh man, I don't know who I'd choose, honestly. Maybe Benjamin, then Duval, then Moore. Yeah, if I had to choose as a head coach, that's what I'd have to say, yo. The Moke says Deion Sanders. Yeah, they got some stuff going on with Deion Sanders. This is you breaking up. Oh, something ain't right. Can y'all hear me clearly? Can y'all see me clearly? Something ain't right. I'm trying to click on this comment, but it ain't working. Let me see real quick if I can. Let me see. Let me go back to. Okay, so nothing's working on here. I don't know if this froze up or what. I think it's StreamYard. Yeah, see, now it's tripping. I think StreamYard's tripping. Because they ain't let me choose. They ain't let me choose comments, and I wasn't able to share the screen. But I think we back now. I don't know what that was about. Y'all know what that was about. Jody says throw the bag at Prime. Oh yeah, it says having trouble with connection. Okay, yeah. So I guess there's some trouble with the connection with Wi-Fi right now, as far as StreamYard is concerned. But y'all just bear with me and we'll go ahead and wrap. I guess see what we can do with what we got. Farrell says appreciate the super chat, brother, and the support donation. He says only Jim Harbaugh. I can't, I agree with you. I want Jim Harbaugh as well. He says he has the best resume. Mark Davis can't take any risks. We need home run hires that are accomplished. 100% agree. You'd have to throw the bag at Harbaugh. It'd have to be another like Gruden type contract because you got to think, just like we had to take Gruden from TV, I feel like you'd have to take Harbaugh from Michigan. And I heard, Mason Blue. I don't know if Mason Blue's in the chat, but Michigan, I guess they're doing better than what they've been and how have they been doing, right? Michigan's been doing better than what are they, number 4 right now still? Are they? Someone let me know, but I don't know if Harbaugh would want to walk away from Michigan after finally making it as high as he has. He'd probably want to continue building off of that. But I agree. I would want Harbaugh as well, man. Proven NFL coach, definitely. Let's get back to it. Chris Gang says, I'll choose the ball. Yeah. Reezy Rock says, breaking news. After we signed our kickers, Mark Davis has decided to sign Urban Meyer. Reports on Mark appreciates a good kicking. That boy is stupid. Reezy stupid. That boy over there kicking his players. That's crazy. James says, I agree with Harbaugh. Yep. Let's go on to the next one. Yeah, it is a long shot, Farrell. It is a long shot. He says, but it's a long shot. And it would be the ultimate hire. But let's move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next candidate, right? So we got the ball so far. So far, we looked at the ball. We looked at Moore. We looked at Benjamin. Now we move on to the, number 4, Byron Leftwich. I know a lot of people have been screaming for Byron Leftwich. And personally, I wouldn't mind having him as a head coach. Byron Leftwich as a head coach, I wouldn't mind that. I feel like he would bring a lot of talent. I know people are saying he's being carried by Tom Brady. He's being carried by Bruce Arians. And that potentially could be true. But I feel like with Byron Leftwich, you get not only the respect of the players, but also you get talent because people are going to gravitate towards Leftwich. And he's gonna be able to bring players. And for instance, you have players Fournette who will be free agent, Godwin who will be free agent, and he'll be able to bring players like that. So that's why I kind of gravitate towards Leftwich. Definitely think he'll bring some personality to the sidelines as well, and that's a potential candidate for me personally. That's who I would like to have. That's who I'd like to have. These top 4 candidates, though, personally, I wouldn't be mad at any of them. If we got any of these top 4, I'd be fine with it. I would definitely be fine with it. Mo Dizzle says I like. Yes, sir. EG 207 in the building. Harbaugh is my Randy says Harbaugh is my second favorite choice, or my second choice. But Wink is the next great coach in the NFL. He says, I bought my dad that Raiders Nation sign for Christmas. Yeah, most definitely. It's dope. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Gorilla says Cards are signed for it. No, he didn't. Ain't no way. He ain't signed for no deal. My opinion says we would be stupid not to hire Benemy. Yeah, some people want him. Some people want him. So let's go ahead and move on to the next. Oh, EG says, I would love for the Raiders to hire Byron Leftwich. Yeah, there's a lot of candidates. Everybody's got it. Everything's in the air. Leftwich bring Bulls with him as a DC. Oh, bro, I would love that, bro. If he'd be able to bring Bulls, that would be fire. Him and Leftwich, bro, that would be fire, yo. That would be fire. That's a good point. I'll pass on Harbaugh. He's old school. We need to be different team. Keep JWB and commitment to excellence. But not the old Raider way. Yeah, bro. You can't bring in the old Mystique Raider way type BS, man. You can't do that. I'm done with that. You know what I mean? Everybody that was running stuff in the 80s and doing all sorts of stuff in the 80s. No. You know what I mean? We need new generation up in this thing. Zach says, is Gus gone for sure? I don't know if he's gone for sure, but I'm ready to move on. I wouldn't mind if we moved on from him. I wouldn't mind. But let's move on to, you got Nathaniel Hackett right here. They actually put the man's full name. Why don't they just put Nathan? They put Nathaniel. It's like I'm reading the Bible or something. But you got Hackett, OC for the Green Bay Packers. Would y'all want to bring in the OC from the Packers? I don't know. I don't know if I'd really want to bring him in. He got Aaron Rodgers. How much is he really doing, and how much is Rodgers just making plays? So for me, it'd be tough to bring him in. I don't know about that one. We'll move on to the next one though. And I know some people talked about this dude, Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, he's a former Eagles coach, as we all know. Went to the Super Bowl, did a thing. I think he got fired a little bit too fast, which was surprising by the Eagles. They fired him pretty quick, but I don't know if I'd want to bring him in. I feel like we'd want a different kind of swagger. Like we'd want a different kind of energy. But you never know. He dealt with that Philly crowd. He dealt with that Philly city. So EG says, yes, I would love Todd Bowles as DC. Yeah. What if Benemy Spellcheck is doing in these games? Say that one more time, bro. Fro from the East says Harbaugh has a look of head coach. I can't argue with his results. Yeah, 100%. 100%. EG says Gus Bradley's cover 3 is complete trash. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. 805 says no to Peterson. Yeah, I'm good off that. We can't give Paul Gunther 3 years and Bradley 1. Come on, really? Well, I think the different is my opinion. The different is Paul Gunther was with Gruden. And now that Gruden's not here, it's different. Gruden's not here to keep Gus Bradley around. Gruden's not here to keep Mayock and all these guys. So, it's kind of difficult to whether to say Gus Bradley will be here next year. Because if you get a different OC like Byron Leftwich and he's able to bring Todd Bowles, then yeah, you would get Todd Bowles, in my opinion. But I don't know if that would actually happen if Todd Bowles would actually leave Tampa. But let's go ahead and move on to the next. Let's go ahead and move on to the next coach. Man, you got Joe Brady. I know people talked about him. Jim Harbaugh, we touched on him. Todd Bowles is on here as well. And then Dabo Sweeney is last. So those are the 10 right there. And I think we kind of got an idea of who we'd want to bring in. Everybody's own personal preference as far as head coach. But personally, I wouldn't mind bringing in Leftwich. He can bring talent with him. But him and Bulls, Leftwich and Bulls, that'd be something I'd want to do. That'd be fire. But let's go ahead and switch it up real quick. Mo Dizzle with the donation. Appreciate the donation, man. He says, one name I haven't heard is Vance Joseph, Cards DC. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to bring in Vance Joseph. I remember when he was coaching over there in Denver, man. I'm Gucci off him. I'm Gucci off him, man. I don't know if I'd really want to bring him in as as the head coach. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and close this with the Broncos, man. Let's go ahead and look at what the Broncos got in store for us. Let's look at some of their ratings real quick. As Kyle High says, what are your odds we pull out a W against Cleveland? My odds, I think it's a 6 out of 10. You know what I mean? We're favored a little bit, 60%, I would say. I would definitely say 60%. As we touch on it, let's go ahead and hop into what we got going on right here as far as the Cleveland Browns. We can see their offense right now is ranked 29th as far as points. Their offense right now is ranked 19th, excuse me. Defense ranked 14th, fourth in yards. Interesting. Yards and passing, they're 7th. Rushing, they're 11th. So the defense is solid, and I feel like we already knew that. And you go to their offense, and you can see they're 25th in yards, 26th in touchdowns, 5th in interceptions, and 29th in attempts. So you know they don't pass the ball like that. Obviously, they're second, third, or this would be third. So they're third to last in passing attempts. And right here in rushing, though, they're 10th in rushing attempts, 4th in yards, 5th in touchdowns. So we're going to have to go in there and stop the run. You know what I mean? It's pretty obvious, right? I feel like we kind of already knew this. I feel like you guys already knew this. We're going to have to go in there. We're going to have to be able to stop the run. And we're going to have to be able to run the ball ourselves, something we haven't been able to do all year. So it says Rob Ryan head coach. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd want to do the Rob Ryan head coach, though. Oh, no, I want to go younger. I want somebody on the sidelines that ain't Rob Ryan. Joe Manning says people are calling for this game to be canceled. Yeah, I've seen some people talk about it being canceled. Some people, posting about it, making videos about it being canceled. I don't know if it's going to be canceled or not. So it'll be interesting to see how that transpires, of course. But you know what I mean? We got 2 days to see if it does. Got 2 days to see if it does get canceled. And at the end of the day, you still got to play the game. If it ain't canceled, it ain't canceled. You still got to play the game. Jack Kenneth says any head coach the Raiders bring has to have guts appeal where players like Yannick, Perriman, Hayward want to play for the Raiders. Perriman traded. Yeah, well, I just feel like it doesn't really. I want to say they would have to have guts appeal because they could do whatever they want at that point, right? If you're not going to bring in a head coach and limit him, and that's just my opinion. I don't think you would limit your head coach to saying, if you come in, yeah, you can come in, but you're not going to be able to get rid of the defensive coordinator. You have to keep this coordinator. You have to, right? You have to keep this quarterback, and that right there, you're not giving a lot of leniency to the new guy coming in. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens. They could flip this thing over because when we got Gruden, he just traded away all the players. He just traded all the players away. So at that point, you don't know what could happen, man. We might have Yannick, but I believe Yannick is only on a 2-year deal. So next year, you have him for 1 year. You'd be able to get a lot of turnover in a year, especially the way these contracts are set up. Hayward isn't even signed to be here next year. We would have to re-sign him. Perriman I believe we can cut Perriman next year without losing any money as well. So if a player wanted to come in or a coach wanted to come in and flip this thing over, he would be able to without losing a significant amount of money. Farrell from the East, appreciate the donation again, brother. Always there to support. He says, what's crazy about Gus Bradley is he has a simple scheme, but has an eye for talent. I would give him a couple of off seasons, then fire him for a defensive coordinator with a better scheme. No, I 100% agree with you, man, because he definitely can pick up talent, bro. You look at the Chargers team, the Jaguars team, the Seahawks team, and you could just look at our defense, right? We got Trayvon Merrick, Malcolm Kuntz, Devon Diablo, Tyree Gillespie, Nate Hobbs. Who else did we get with Gus Bradley? Am I missing anybody? If I'm missing anybody, I'm sure y'all let me know. But those are quality players. Diablo's looking good. Trayvon Merrick, obviously, we know about him. Nate Hobbs, looking like a Pro Bowl rookie nickel cornerback right now. So those are definitely guys we want to see more of as time goes on. And I think we do, or I think we should keep Gus Bradley for that specific reason, Farrell, because he definitely has an eye for talent. You look at the Chargers. You know what I mean? Desmond King, Derwin James. You you had Jenkins over there. You had who else is over there? Kaiser White, he drafted as a safety, converted him to a linebacker. So there's multiple guys over there. You got Nwosu over there as well, edge rusher. So he picked up a lot of talent. Definitely agree with that. Gus Bradley for sure can get talent. Why do we want Gus? His defense sucks. It worked in the beginning, but not anymore. Watch the game. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying that his scheme or he makes like the best defense. I think mainly is just the fact that he knows how to pick up talent. He definitely knows how to pick up talent. Just how about Gus and the GM switch roles, basically, right? Because he drafts way better. Stormtrooper says people keep saying McVay. Is it possible for us to get him for head coach? Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to get McVay. No. Says make Gus a scout. Yeah, you would have to keep Gus at a better position than that. You have to have him at a better position than just a scout. Who would you cut or trade this offseason? Who would I cut or trade this offseason? And this question right here is it's not gonna be a popular answer, but no, I would trade Waller. That's the first person I'll say. I've been saying it for a while. I've been saying it for a couple weeks. I would trade Waller myself. But I'm not saying you have to. I was just saying I would. That's just me personally. I would trade Waller. I would set up to trade Carr. I would get my quarterback and then trade Carr. And he said, James says hot takes only. Says hot takes only. So I would set up to trade Carr, get my quarterback, and then trade Carr, see if I can get a first and some change for him. Trade Waller as well. Who else would I trade? I'd probably keep Josh Jacobs. I'd keep Drake. Keep Ingold. But let's bring it up. Let's bring it up real quick, and I'll go down the list. Raiders depth chart. And we'll go down the list real quick. I'll bring it up for y'all. So I would set up to trade Derek Carr. That would be first. I would set up to trade Derek Carr because I don't know if I'd want to extend him for a lot of money if I'm trying to build. So I would keep him around until his contract expires, or I'll draft my quarterback and then keep him around next year because his contract is going to expire. And then I would trade him, try to get a first. Maybe even trade him during the draft. So definitely trade him. I'm keeping Josh Jacobs. I'm keeping my running backs basically the same. I would like to bring back Deshaun Jackson. I would definitely like to bring back Deshaun Jackson. Keep Hunter Renfrow. Brian Edwards and Zay Jones. I don't know if I'd want to keep Brian Edwards. I'd keep Zay Jones. He'd probably be the fifth receiver. Deshaun Jackson be 4. Hunter Renfrow be 3. Then I'd have to find two starting wide receivers, which I wouldn't have a problem with because I've been saying that. Darren Waller, I said I'd most likely trade. Sutton, you got the Ingold, whatever that is. You keep Ingold, whatever. I'm keeping Cole Miller. John Simpson, need to find a replacement for him. I'm keeping Andre James to start, keeping Leatherwood to start. Then I'm finding a replacement for Parker. And I posted on my Instagram. If y'all don't follow me, make sure y'all follow me on IG, Twitter at Rated Tape. You already know what it is, man. But I posted my free agency wish list, and I would like to get Morgan Moses to replace Brandon Parker, and then Corbett to replace John Simpson. And then as far as receiver, I would like to bring in Chark to be my number 2. And then as far as number 1, the best receiver you could possibly get. As far as this side of the ball on the defense, all the defensive tackles are gone. The only one I'd re-sign personally is probably Hankins. I'd re-sign Hankins and one of these guys, one of these 3. So I'd probably keep – I don't know if I'd keep Q. Thomas or Falon. I'd probably keep Q. I'd probably keep Q, honestly. You got Yannick, you got Crosby. I'm keeping Diablo, obviously. Keeping Littleton, Perriman, keeping these three. KJ's gone. The rest of these linebackers not worried about. Hobbs staying, Abrams staying, Merrick staying. Casey, I'd want to re-sign him. Mullen, I'd want to keep him. So I'm not really trading or getting rid of too many people. Just Waller, Carr, and then whoever has to be resigned would only be Hayward, Hankins, and Q. Jose, with the donation, appreciate the donation, the support, brother. He says, I think Waller's looking for a new Carr. If he doesn't play, I think it's more him not wanting to play with Carr than injury. Rumors, they don't talk. Yeah, I remember when that rumors dropped, and I'm not really big to speculate. Only thing I'll comment on Waller, personally, I just don't like the fact that he's not playing. I feel like you should be able to play through this kind of injury. And if you don't want to play through it, then you right for your you do your own thing then. I see people in here said Trey Zay Jones. Well, I don't think you're gonna get much for Zay Jones. You just let him walk. Just let him walk. I'm not gonna waste my time. I wouldn't waste my time with him. Trevor says, "What keep JJ Raid? What are you saying right now?" Well, you guys got to think. Are we talking about like long term, or what are we talking about? Because if you want to get rid of JJ, then you could trade him. But I want to trade JJ. He's on a rookie contract. I mean, we're not paying him that much. I would just keep him, and then I wouldn't sign him to his fifth year option. That's what I would do. DJ called out the team and told them they suck. I don't think that's true. I haven't seen any sources say that. Says we only have 4 receivers. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, man, I've been saying this, and people don't want to listen, man. People do not want to listen. We had Brown and Snead. We got rid of both of them. Then you get rid of Ruggs. We brought in Jackson. That made our 4th receiver. So it's like, come on, man. Stormtrooper says Adams and Kirk. I'd definitely like Christian Kirk, Devontae Adams. Bringing both of them in would be dope. I like Chark more than Kirk, though. Personally, I like Chark more. John Simpson shouldn't have been on this roster. Yeah, I see you. I mean, that's kind of tough. It says, why would you trade Waller? Well, I've talked about it before, and if he's having lingering injuries, if you don't like the franchise, then that's if that's one thing. But if he actually has lingering injuries, which is the only thing we know of, right? I don't want to sign a 30-year-old tight end to a max contract who's having lingering injuries. I just don't want to do that. I feel like as a franchise, we've traded way more talented players, with less risk. We've traded away Coopers and Max, who are younger, shown more production, and been on the team for longer, right? And I don't know what's going on with Waller, but if you're gonna have lingering injuries, you're 30 years old. I don't want to give you a max contract for a tight end position. I feel like you'd be able to replace pretty easy. He doesn't break enough tackles at all. He doesn't have breakaway speed to where he could take off or juke anybody. He doesn't have that elusiveness. He is a good tight end, but I'm not going to sign him to a max contract. That's just me. That's my opinion. So, this is full rebuild talk. He's just entertaining the people. Solomon is good depth. Solomon. Yeah, he's good depth, but I don't know if I'd want to sign him to more than $5 million a year. You guys got to understand that there's going to be certain contracts that are going to have to be signed, and I'm not going to sign people to a lot of money. You guys, you got to pick your poison. You guys want to bring a Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson kind of player, plus a Kirk, plus a Chark, plus get a right tackle, plus get a left guard. Go get a better defensive tackle, go sign a corner. How are you going to sign Waller to all that money, plus pay all these other people like Crosby? So there's a lot more that goes into it. Trust me, I took my time to check it out, man, and I just wouldn't want to sign a tight end to a max contract. We have other positions that we could sign people to max contracts to, but we're gonna do it at the tight end spot. Like, come on, that's Appreciate the donation to Super Chat Chapman. He says, yo, Raid, what do you think about trading Waller to a team like the Bears for a linebacker, Roquan Smith, or like a first and a solid O lineman? I'm done with Waller. Personally, I agree with you, man. I would trade Waller for a proven defensive player plus a pick, though. I would trade Waller for a proven defensive tackle and a pick. I don't know what defensive tackle would be. I don't know if it'd be like a Quinnen Williams or Grady Jarrett. Whatever comes up as far as like Washington. Personally, I like bringing up Washington. They have a lot of defensive linemen we could go after. I think that's a destination I think we could send Carr. What I would say is, trade Derek Carr to Washington for a first-round pick and Daron Payne. I wish we could do something like that. Imagine if we can get Daron Payne from Washington and send Carr over there for, Daron Payne in like a second or a first rounder. That'd be fire. That'd be fire. I would do that all day. Waller, I would do it all day. So trade them for something like that. That'd be fire. Proven talent, something I would want to do. He said, this is just straight up blow up the team talk. I don't think it's blow up the team. I don't think it's blowing up the team at all. Like, people have to realize this. Like, it's not blowing up the team. Buffering again? That joint buffering again? He says, get common sense. Y'all must be talking to each other in the chat. Yeah, y'all must be talking to each other in the chat. No, because y'all have to understand. So let's bring up the depth chart real quick. I'll bring up the depth chart real quick, okay? So you guys have to understand. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. You're not getting rid of Cleveland Farrell, right? You're not getting rid of Clee. Let's go. You're not getting rid of Cleveland Farrell. I'm sorry, guys. You're not going to pay him that money to get rid of him. You're not. You have to go look at the cap as well. Yeah, you guys have to go look at the cap as well. You would lose money by getting rid of Clee. So you have to keep him. This is what I mean. So, like, people say they want to trade Jacobs. Why would you trade Jacobs? He's really not that bad. And you wouldn't want to lose money by trading him. He's a first-round pick. You still owe him money. You wouldn't want to lose money by trading him. You might as well keep him. He's not that bad. We don't have to worry about running back, right? As far as Clee, Cashflow Redder says Farrell's a beast on the run. Give him a chance. Clee's gonna be here until he his contract expires, until we can get rid of him. It's that simple. You have to pay him, and that's what I mean by a lot of these players. For instance, these four guys: Solomon Thomas, Quentin Jefferson. You got Darius Farlon, Jonathan Hankins. All of these guys, even Kendall Vickers and Joe McCoy. They're on 1 year. They're only on 1 year deals. They're on 1 year deals, guys. You have to understand that. So you're not going to be able to just sit there and be like, oh, I want to sign that guy. No, they're all on 1 year deals. So people are saying, oh, you're blowing up the team or that. No, we're not going to have these guys next year unless we sign them. And you're not going to be able to bring them all back. So you're going to only be able to choose two. And that's why I chose Hankins and Jefferson. Crosby and Farrell are going to stay here. Yannick is on contract, so he's staying here. Nassib, you can release him and save about $6 million. I'd release Nassib. Kuntz will just take his place. Corey Littleton, I would keep Littleton. So it's not really a blow up. Like Morrow, you're not gonna be able to bring Morrow back. Why would you bring him back? He's hurt. You have Diablo now. So, a lot of these people are saying, there's says Element Pro says I'm lost on these rebuild ideas. It's not a rebuild. That's what I'm saying. It's not a rebuild. It's not a rebuild at all. Yeah, you're not going to give Clee his fifth-year option. You're going to let him walk. You would let him walk. He says, hey, Raid, why is everybody so much in rebuild mode? Just change the head coach and his staff. Why trade Carl? We need O-line and wideouts. It's really that simple. This team is getting out coached. I 100% agree with you. If we can keep Carr on a cool contract, I would definitely keep him. But let's talk about this real quick. You got, Gorilla says, I would keep Carr. Okay, so how much you gonna sign Carr for, right? If the news came out, the contract for Carr would probably be, I don't know, it'd probably be something like 4 year, 100 and what would it be? 4 years. I don't want to say nothing too crazy. 4 years, 120 mil. That's what kind of contract. 4 years. Rob says no. He's getting more than 25, bro. He's getting more than 25 a year. 25 is low. He says no, 100 too much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you got one person saying 100 is too much. Rob says for 100, that's 25 a year. He's not getting 25 a year, bro. He's getting more than that. He's going to get more than 25. That's low balling. Quarterbacks get way more than that. He's going to get 30 or more. He's going to get 30 or more. Shindo says 100 too much. He said that's too much. That's what I'm saying. So how are y'all going to sit here and tell me? How y'all going to sit here and tell me and be like, oh, that's you're blowing up the whole team. Like, if you're going to sign Carr for that much, plus you want to sign Waller, plus you're going to sit there and sign Waller to 18 to 20 million a year. So you're going to give Waller a 3-year contract for 20 mil a year. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta think about that. Trust me, I've looked at the cap, y'all. I've looked at the cap. I've looked at it all. I basically know it off the top of my head. And if you want to give Carr, between Carr and Waller, you would basically be giving them around 50 million. Just between Waller and Carr, that'd be 50 million a year, basically, for those two. And everybody's telling me I'm blowing up the team. I'm telling you all right now, that's how it would be. You're going to give between two guys on the offense, Waller and Carr, you're going to give them $50 million a year? Come on. I'm giving y'all free game right now. I'm giving y'all free game. Think about it. Next year, we're going to have, if we play it right, next year we'll have around 60 to 70 in cap space. But you want to go give Carr 30 mil a year, then you want to go give Waller 20 mil a year. Say it's even cheaper than that. Say you give Waller 15 and then you give Carr 25. That's 40. That's 40 between two players. Then you could use the other 20 to 30 to go get one wide receiver, which Adams would be about 20. Or, he'd probably be more than 20. Adams would be more than 20. So that's all I'm saying, y'all. Trust me, I've looked into it. Christopher says, one more question, Raid. Appreciate the donation, man. He says, do you think there's any chance Raiders can draft Jordan Davis from Georgia? That's not an elite D tackle, nose tackle. There's not an elite D tackle, nose tackle in the NFL that we could go get. I'm assuming you're saying there's not an elite D tackle we could go get. There's a chance. Is there a chance? Yeah, there's a 100% chance. 100% chance. Because, like I was saying, all of our defensive tackles, all four of them right here, Quinn Jefferson, Jonathan Hankins, the depth, they're all on 1-year contracts. So there's definitely a chance we could get Jordan Davis. I just wouldn't want to get him in the first. Personally, I just wouldn't want to get him in the first. Risky says Carr will take a pay cut. Carr will take 25 a year in a heartbeat. So say, okay, let's take a step back then. Let's take a step back and say like this. Say Carr gets 25. Say Carr gets 25, hypothetically speaking. Carr gets 25 mil a year. How much are you going to give Waller? He's going to get more than 15 because y'all got to think. Dallas Goedert got 15 himself. Dallas Goedert got 15. Do you guys think Waller gets 15 or more? Do you guys think Waller will get 15? What's good with it, Bernard? Glad to see you able to make it, brother. He said DC4 should take a pay cut if he wants to stay and win. So 25 is a pay cut. My opinion says Carr is getting 35 mil all day, every day. I don't think Carr is getting less than 30 a year. I'm sorry, y'all. He is not getting less than 30 a year. Risky says Waller's get 18 to 25, 18 to and a half. Waller gets 16. He's getting more than 16, Q. He's getting more than 16. I'm telling you, he's getting more than 16. I think Waller gets 18 to 25. So between Waller and Carr, TC, he ain't getting 12, bro. The cap goes up. The cap goes, y'all gotta realize the cap goes up next year. And there's no taxes in Nevada. So y'all gotta realize if y'all want to keep Carr, say even Carr signs a deal, 25 mil a year for Carr, that's a deal. That's a steal. So 25 for Carr. Then you got to turn around and give Waller 15. Let's say 15. That's Dallas Goedert numbers. Y'all gonna tell me he ain't better than Dallas Goedert? That's bullshit. Bernard says, what's Kels and Kittle making? I believe they make 15 a year. I believe they make about 15 a year. Because Goddard just, but you guys got to think they signed their contracts a couple years beforehand. They signed their contracts a couple years beforehand, y'all. So y'all got to think that. Waller is good, but not over 15 good. We're working on a rebuild. Look, what do you mean not 15 good? Yes, he is. He'll easily get 15. He says 13 a year or trade him. Look, TC though, Dallas Goedert just got 15, yo. Let me pull this up for y'all real quick. Yeah, not couches. I swear I'm not talking about couches. I don't know. Let's see trends. What should we look at? Free agency contracts. Can we look at? Let's go look. See how much Kels gets. Travis Kels. Contract full. So he makes about 14. Kels is at about 14 right now. Kels is about 14. It says Jack Kenneth says Carr 25, Waller 16, then DA 19. He will be on board to having a good team around them. Let's go look. Hold up. Contracts. What is this? Okay. Here we got the contracts. Let's go to tight ends. Okay, here we are. Here we are right here. We got the tight ends pulled up. Oh, what I do? We got the tight ends pulled up, and Waller is here with it. He is APY is 7.5 for Waller. You have George Kittle with 15. You got Kels with 14. You got Goddard with 14. Mark Andrews with 14. Waller is going to reset the tight end market. Y'all got to think about this. Waller is resetting the tight end market. Says, what does Kittle get? Waller shouldn't get more than Kittle. The thing we have to understand is that it's a new year. It's a new season. Like, it's not these guys signed their contracts, what, the year before last? Something like that. Goddard just got his contract this year, and now he's making around 15. Total guaranteed 14.8. Whatever. So total guaranteed 30 right here, total guaranteed 20. So you know what I mean? That's what website is this? This is Over the Cap. OTC, Over the Cap, over the counter. Oh, he said over the cap. 805 says raid ages of what? I mean, Kels is 32. Kels is 32 years old. Kels is 32 years old. It says he's an unrestricted free agent in 2026. 2026. Right? So 16, he said 16 would reset the marks to the cap. So 16 for Waller, you got 25 for Carr. We're getting all these. Say we get these guys for discounts, right? Let's go back real quick. Let's go look at the receiver market. Let's go look at the wide receivers. Y'all think we're gonna get? Hold up. So do you? So do y'all think we're gonna actually get D Adams for how much? So how much would y'all think Devontae Adams would cost? So he said Waller gets 16 to 20. Tickler says Waller will get 16. Exactly. That's my point. So if he's getting 16 plus, he says Adams would def want more than D-Hop. Adams 25 a year. Risky says 25. ONT6 says 18. But there's no way. There's no way Adams is going for 18, bro. Let's look at the receivers real quick. You got DeAndre Hopkins making 27 a year. 27 a year, y'all. So between Carr and Devontae Adams, that'd be around 50 right there. That'd be around 50. Plus you add in Waller, which would be around 65. He says 30 mil. This is what I was talking about earlier on AEC, because this is why I was saying what I said earlier. Everybody was saying I'm just tearing down the team and everything like that. But really, it's not. Really, I wasn't. It was just you have to look at it from a different perspective. And I was, this is free game. I'm giving y'all a free game right now. Look, it's that simple. You want to pick up a wide receiver like Devontae Adams? He's going to get 25 or plus. Carr's going to get, in my opinion, 30 or more. Waller is going to get 15 or more. So between those three players, between Carr, Adams, and Waller, you'd be looking at around, let's say 25, 15, that's 40 plus another 30. You'd be looking at 70 altogether. For three players. See what I'm saying? So that's why personally I was saying who I would trade, and I did it that way. He said, this is crazy, man. 510 says Carr easily 30 plus mil. Yeah, 100%. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. People say I'm trying to tear the team apart. I ain't trying to tear the team apart, man. I'm telling y'all, this is just how it is. Y'all can't. It's gonna be tough. Let's see. So we pay Waller 16, Carr 25. Forget Adams. We go get maybe Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Christian Kirk, or DJ Chark, and draft the wide receiver in later rounds. Since Carr taking a pay cut. What is a pay cut, though? Because 25 is a pay cut, brother. If you give Carr 25, that's a pay cut. That's a pay cut. That's a pay cut for sure. That's a pay cut. Yeah, but we're not a good team. We're not a good team, Gustavo. We're not a good team, Gustavo. Let alone a good franchise. Our franchise hasn't been good in decades, so we can't act like we're the Patriots or the Pittsburgh or Baltimore. We're not a very good franchise, man. Godwin, Kirk, and Ward, yeah. I wouldn't mind bringing that in. If we get a true number one, we don't need Waller. Hey, this is what I'm saying, 805. This is what I'm saying, man. We're so obsessed with Waller and the way he could play. It's like, bro, can't we just get a true number one? Like, let's just get a true number one that can play wide receiver. I'd rather give that money to a true number one wide receiver than Waller. Like, come on. Someone you could throw it outside to, not in the middle of the field. I don't care what tight end we have. Whatever tight end we had, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Morrow, Hankins, Mariota, Richard, Wright, and Jefferson would save $20 million. If y'all can hear me, but I don't know what the hell going on with this. StreamYard tweaking right now, man. But we talked about it though. I don't want to drag on too much. I basically broke down what I would do. I told y'all how how the salary cap would work. Everybody wants to people want to keep everybody. You want to sign Solomon Thomas, you want to sign Carr, Waller, Devontae Adams. You want to go get a right tackle, left guard. You know what? I'm sorry, but it's not going to work like that. And you got to be smart about what you do. And that's what worries me mainly about this team is that whoever we bring in ain't going to be smart. Ain't going to be smart on what to do. Just going to come in here and mess everything up. So I hope they don't do that. Whoever we bring in, whatever GM we bring in, I hope they don't do that. We're going to have a lot of salary cap, a lot of decisions to be made, especially at quarterback. And whoever we bring in, I hope they don't mess it up and spend all our money and make stupid contract decisions, man. That's all I'm hoping. Just got to do the right things. Got to make the right moves. Go get a right tackle. Go get a left guard. Solidify your offensive line. That shouldn't cost you no more than no more than 20 mil to get a right tackle and a left guard. It might cost you 20. It might cost you 30 mil to go get two good wide receivers like a Chark and a Gallup. It might cost you 30 mil just for that. So that's 50 mil on the offense alone. That's two receivers and two offensive linemen. That's 50 mil. You're not going to have a lot of money left over if you want to sign more guys. So, it's slim pickings. You gotta choose wisely choose wisely what you want to do. That's why personally I said I'd bring back a Deshaun Jackson, but you got to choose wisely. You got to pick your poison. You can't have it all. That's why they have salary cap in place to keep everybody balanced. That's why teams with a rookie quarterback do well. That's another thing. You got to keep that in mind. Mo Dizzle says, once you see CLV try to do a scaling contract for DC and Adams like Mahomes, D-Wall isn't a red zone threat when it could work to still add talent. Yeah, that's a good point, Mo Dizzle. And I know CNG talked about that on one of the lives I had him on. You do a contract to where it basically pushes out the money, the guaranteed money, out some years. So then you could use the money right now this year. So for instance, say we have 200 total. We'd only give them, you'd only give Carr 20 right now, but then you'd give him another 20, when it's way past his contract expires or something like that. So they got ways to work it out, but appreciate the super chat, man. Appreciate everybody that pulled up. I'm about to log off. Been on here for a good little hour. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if y'all new. Appreciate anybody that's new that came on. Everybody that that returns. You could be anywhere, but y'all here talking Redditors with me. So I appreciate y'all being able to pull up and supporting. But until next time, y'all ready to take.